Working hard, don't feel so bad. Ain't got half of what you thought you had. Rock you, baby, to and fro. Not too fast and not too slow. I say, oh, shimmy up, gonna get there. I don't know. Seems a common.
All right.
Hello.
We are on. Let me see. I think this is working. Anybody on here, say hello. Make sure we're up and running. I don't even know if anybody's on here yet. But that's okay. It might be glitchy too. Our internet's not like perfect right now. Is there anybody out there? Oh, cool. Somebody said hello. Cool.
Oh, hello.
All right. Oh, don't say
Grandma.
hello. The dogs don't like that word. All right. So this is round 2 of this for us. Good to see a couple familiar people on here. That's cool. It's a really exciting time. I'm part of the, I don't know why, but just out of jealousy, we can hear you perfect. Yeah, I joined the PCT class of 2023 Facebook page, and it's a really exciting time for all those people. I don't know why I joined. I'm just jealous, I guess.
It's fun to watch.
Yeah. But it's permit season. This is the second round of permits, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yesterday
so
was.
yeah, they're doing the lottery right now for everybody to secure their permits, and everybody's going through the same thing that we went through last year, just, you know, kind of panicking, like, I hope I can get this date, whatever. But it's already seeming to go pretty well. We've been following it along, and people are already getting rid of permits, dates are opening up, so it's, it's cool to see.
Yeah. Just think back to when we were doing it, and I had every computer I had open, all my phones, all, you know, waiting in line to get the permit, and just sweating, freaking out.
Yeah.
And I got mine. Sam didn't get his, and yeah, I was in a panic. But it's when we decided to do the Appalachian Trail, and then Sam got a permit, and we did the Pacific Crest Trail.
Yeah, so any of you out there that are watching this in the future or whatever, just don't panic. You're going to get your permit.
Yeah.
A lot of people are discussing going southbound too, and people are like, I don't see why you wouldn't go southbound. This year it wasn't good.
No.
I don't think it's good often to go southbound on the Pacific
What, you
Crest
can't
Trail.
start until June or July.
Right.
And then that's when fire season hits, so your chances of being able to have a continuous footpath are slim to none.
Yeah.
You're pretty much guaranteed to have to skip a lot.
Yeah, or like do some crazy flipping or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. But
Southbound is pretty tough for that Pacific Crest Trail.
But it's crazy to think we're already in PCT season. It's happening. It's through hiking season. I feel like we just got back and everybody's getting ready to go. So
I'm jealous.
I know, we were talking about it. We're like, would you do the PCT again? We're like, yeah, we'd do it again.
Oh, yeah.
If you asked me that,
Hi, Lila.
hi, Lila. If you asked me that, I don't know, even 2 months ago, I'd been like, no way I would do it again. But there's so much of the PCT that I'd like to do again. I don't know if I'd like set out thinking I'm going to do every single footstep of this thing, but there's so many places I'd love to go back to and see in different times of the year. Like, I've only seen the Sierra when it was like a desolate winter tundra.
Yeah, you need to see it in the summer. It's a different world.
Totally.
And it's what, type 2 fun, where it's been enough time where we look back and you just remember all the good times and kind of forget about all the sufferfest.
Yeah. Yeah, so really cool stuff. Through hiking season is in the works. Also in through hiking news, not that I'm too well versed in any of it, a ton of people started the Appalachian Trail already. New Year's Day was like a big start date. Like 35 people registered on the 1st and then a handful after that. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of wild.
It is. Well, I mean, this winter's been pretty bunk. It's felt like spring for the past like month. So
Totally.
with winter getting, you know, less and less intense, people can start earlier and earlier.
Yeah. So pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's in full swing. So yeah, anybody, I doubt we'll see too many people from that page. I did post on the PCT page, just like, hey, if anybody's planning their hike, feel free to hop on and ask some questions. We can help you out. Here, I can leave my phone so you can
Okay,
read
I'm
these
trying to
too.
read.
I have it going on here. Don't know what they call it for the PCT. Spring or fever. Canada fever? I don't know. But anyway, so today we are going to be watching our second video from the PCT. Probably still pretty low production quality. But this was a great section. We'll try to discuss kind of our resupply strategy for this section. We'll watch the video. You guys can ask questions, whoever's on here. We'll just kind of break it down more in depth. So this section is from mile 77, which I was just working on our documentary, and that took us 1 week. So this is starting on day 7 of the trail. And this section is from Julian to Paradise Valley Cafe or Idlewild. That's where we went into Idlewild at mile 151, I believe. So yeah, we'll hop into it here in a minute. This section again, we were dealing with the cold of the desert still.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get your liner in, Julian?
I think so, yeah.
Did you?
I think so.
Or was that not until Idlewild?
No,
Don't recall.
maybe it was until Idlewild.
But we were definitely dealing with the cold of the desert, as those starting in March will. So being prepared for that is a real thing. I mean, the nights are freezing. The days can be warm-ish if the sun's out, but that's also an advantage because we never had to, other than a few times that we'll see in the future on the trail. We night hiked a couple times. Really didn't even have to. So yeah, starting in March is not the worst thing unless it's a huge snow year. And somebody did just comment that the Sierras apparently have record snowpack at this time. What do you think about that? I think that that's definitely going to make, you know, you'll hear us talk more and more about how we're pro early start date. But record snowpack, I mean, that changes the deal, I think, a fair amount. I mean, to be fair, when we went through, I think, you know, it was a relatively low snow year for the winter. It was a record late snow year. Like, you know,
Washington
May.
and Oregon.
Well, even in May, you know, the Sierras were getting hit with snow. So that turned into a whole thing. However, since it was a low snow winter, the snowpack that we were walking on was probably anywhere from 6 to 8 feet when it should have been 15 to 16 or whatever. But what's the difference?
Yeah.
You know, what is the difference? Like, the ice bridges are probably better. There's probably less ice bridges that you could fall through.
Yeah. But your post poles won't be quite as deep.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, definitely
it's just
not.
it'll melt quicker for the people coming behind us. But.
Yeah, definitely not a guru on this, but I think that as long as the weather, like the current temperature and stuff, is gonna let you go through, I think you can make it. If there's no avalanche danger and the weather is cooperating with you, there's no winter storms hitting you, I think you can go through. I mean, it didn't seem... We walked on snow for 500 miles.
Yeah, right.
So, anyways, all right. So, what do you say? Let's hop right into this. We got like 20 people on here now. Hello, everyone. That's cool. Make sure you hit like if you're new here. Feel free to subscribe to our channel for more hiking content. Some big stuff coming. Documentary coming your guys' way here soon. Maybe some big news. We'll see. We'll see. Everything's up in the air. But the gears are turning as this hiking season commences. So let's see. Let's pull up a video here. We got, Julian to Paradise Valley Cafe, 77 to 151. Again, just disclaimer, this, you know, the video quality still isn't great.
Yeah. And
It's
in
really-
that picture,
It's a really pretty picture.
yeah, Sam saw it and he's just like, you have to sit by it. You'll look like Frodo in The Hobbit. So that's what we were going for, if it makes you think of The Hobbit.
No, it's like the opening scene of Lord of the Rings.
No, from Lord of the Rings, yeah.
Yeah, we're sitting under the
Hobbit.
tree. And, yeah. All right, so let's get into it. Feel free to fire away with questions. We'll try to answer what we can, and here we go. There will unfortunately be ads as well, probably. Sorry.
We've checked out of our hotel. Feeling
Oh,
refreshed,
thanks.
clean, beautiful day.
Well rested.
Well rested, well fed,
Warm.
warm. Heading back into Julian. We're just like a 5-minute walk outside of town. Gonna resupply food, go to the gear shop, replace my sleeping pad, go to the post office, send some stuff home, and hopefully get back to the trail. Hitch a ride back to the trail, and
We're off.
we'll be back on today. Yeah. Back onto the bridge. Yeah, so it's probably worth mentioning there that, so we had just come into town the day before, and we just spent one night there. And Julian is a great town to be the first town. There is a great gear shop. After that, you're not going to have gear shops on the PCT, really,
No.
for a long time, unless you're hitching a long ways off to go to an REI or something. But so get your stuff in line in the first 77 miles, get what you need in Julian, and you should be set. There's a small grocery store,
Mm-hmm.
but, and it's funny I'm remembering this right now, Julian has no laundry.
Oh yeah, that was like a big problem with everyone. No one could do laundry.
Everybody was soaking wet, came into town, no laundry, even at the hotels, really, no laundry. We got super lucky in the hotel we were staying in. Nobody was there, and she let us use their, like, you know, their laundry that they used to turn over the rooms.
Yeah, she was like, don't tell anyone that I let you do the laundry. She's like, I know you guys use that hiking app. She's like, don't put a comment saying that I do laundry. She's like, 'cause I don't want everyone knowing, because I need to use it too. Because, yeah, there's no laundromat. The hotels don't have it. It's like...
Yeah. So Julian's great, except for laundry. There's a post
Yeah.
office, small market, and what was that? A gear shop. Pretty good gear shop. They'll try to sell you everything from snowshoes to short shorts.
Yeah, and all the people are very hiker friendly. I remember we were just like walking down the street, like about to resupply, and some guy pulls up. He's like, "Do you need a ride back to the trail? Like,
Yeah.
we'll give you a ride." So then we're like rushing, so we didn't want this guy to wait for us.
Yeah.
But we never.
Well,
even
we'll get
had
into
to
who
wait.
that person was. I think we talked about it
Oh,
here.
yeah, he was cool.
Why'd we even go to town?
I know.
I got everything we need right here. Back on the trail, gonna do some miles. I have a sleeping pad that can't pop.
Oh, your sleeping pad! Look how big it was.
So new. We got a ride from some awesome people, Yeti and Melanie.
And Eddie and Melanie. I mean Yeti.
Yeti. Yep.
So like 84 years old, and they're like through hiking another trail.
Trails that nobody's ever heard of. The
Like
desert trail.
I guess it goes from Mexico to Canada as well, but you know,
Oh,
way
yeah.
different from
This person said there's a gear shop in Idlewild.
He's
Of course
hiked
there is.
35,000 miles in his
Yeah.
life.
I forgot about
He's
that.
made his own hiking trail in Idaho that goes
That's
all the way
decent.
around the state. It's
The, like, big
2,500
bears,
miles.
they just have big
He's made a
thighs.
bunch of
Puts
different
together,
clear
like,
hikes.
maps
Yeah, it's
together
big
that like
thighs.
puts them into a
They don't
document
even have square
themselves
squeeze at big
on
five.
the phone.
Very cool person to meet.
So cool.
So yeah, here we are back on trail.
They had to stop though because his back hurt.
Yeah, they're digging up their caches now. They buried caches in the desert because there's no resupplies.
We've done the PCT twice, the Hey Duke Trail a bunch of times. Like,
The Muir Trail 33 times. Crazy.
So
Inspiring
some
people.
business
Really
friend, my wallet.
He was a crazy guy.
He was.
This is a really cool part. Just hiking up from the desert floor in Scissors Crossing up to 4,000 feet in the mountains. Really gorgeous traversing these mountainsides.
Yeah.
Definitely like a highlight. I remember this really clearly.
Mhm. Weaving in and out of big crevasses. Beautiful.
Yeah. So cool. That's Scissors Crossing down in there.
Yeah.
It's our friend.
Whoa.
Yeah, we could see everyone on the trail.
Guess so.
Back on trail. Day 1 done.
Found a sweet camp spot.
Made it like 8 miles up the hills. We're back up at elevation, but it's not too cold. Nice camp spot. And tomorrow we're gonna do, I don't know, some miles.
Somewhere.
We'll probably be in Warner Springs day after tomorrow, I guess. We did more than we thought we would do
You
today,
had a
so
beer with you.
it's
I think it was
pretty out
soda.
here.
I think we took sodas from
Oh, yeah.
the hotel. Remember we carried sodas up?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this hike is beautiful going
Yeah.
up these hillsides.
Yeah, if you're ever in the area.
It might not be as
definitely.
beautiful. It might be like super hot
Definitely.
after this, but in March this is just gorgeous.
Mm-hmm. Very pleasant.
Just in and out of these little valleys.
Good morning.
Morning.
We just had the best night on trail we've had.
I wasn't cold at all.
No cold temperatures. Well, I mean, it was cold, but it did.
Somebody just mentioned, I just have to put an aside here. Somebody said great pie in Julian too, and we forgot to mention that yes, you do get free pie as long as you have a permit in Julian at Mom's Pie. Great pie.
Delicious.
Check it out.
Didn't get super windy. We were able to hang out at night outside the tent, make dinner, watch the sun go down, and then slept comfortably. We were in the tent for almost 12 hours.
I was so excited to not be cold.
You see the sun just coming up. Should be a beautiful day.
Oh, yeah.
We have, I don't know, maybe we're gonna go nice and easy today.
I just want to see if you can send
Might get 15 in, which will get us to a spring with campsites, which will be cool.
Does it work? Yeah.
And yes,
Rumor has it there's a lot of trail magic at that spot, so
yeah, maybe we'll get some cool stuff.
maybe.
But it looks like it's gonna be a beautiful day. We're up high. We climbed back up to 4,000 feet after being in town, and we've just been going along these mountains for a while now. And it is perfect.
Beautiful!
So young. So full of stuff.
Yeah, well, it's worth mentioning here that that was the first good night that we had on the trail.
That
You know,
wasn't cold and
Yeah, we stayed up until we watched the sunset, and we had dinner outside the tent, and that was just the first night that, you know, we had a good night's sleep, woke up, we weren't soaking wet from the condensation, because the condensation in the desert was every night soaking wet.
yeah. Like the second the sun went down, it just was freezing cold, and you couldn't hang out outside the tent. And just like instantly frozen.
Yeah. So that was just like a big morale boost. I think the first night out, you know, we only did 8 miles because we had just come out of town, and we were just ready to go.
Yeah.
And it just felt so good. And that day turned into just a beautiful day.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
I love the plants there. They're
That's
so pretty.
Paul up ahead of us, our first
Oh yeah.
trail friend.
I love the desert.
So pretty. This is one section I don't want
So
to
much water. Woo. Hi everyone.
Oh yeah.
because I don't know if it's meant
Hi
to.
Sam. Hi. Overwhelming amounts of water. We're never leaving.
Yeah, I'll stop it there real quick. So, that spot that you saw before there is the third gate water cache, and it's for us it was semi-essential. I can imagine later in the season it's very essential. People stock this place with a ton of water. The Trail Angels, they're all driving up from like San Diego or San Francisco. No, San Diego.
San Diego, yeah. It was still like a 2-hour drive.
To bring all this water up, and it was really, really amazing. So we sat there, drank water with all of our new friends.
And the Trail Angels were bringing water to the water.
Yeah, we got
cache.
to meet all the Trail Angels that were doing it. But something crazy, kind of crazy. It seemed at the time crazy, but the trail was full of crazy stuff. But what happened there, little side story, was our friend River, who we had been hiking with for a few days, she got really sick. She was dehydrated, and this was like the first really hot day, and she got to the third gate water cache, and she was throwing up and just like dehydrated and whatever.
Yeah, we had mentioned in the last one she didn't use Far Out app at all. She just used paper maps, so she didn't know where any of the water was, and she didn't even know that water cache was there.
Yeah.
So she had like no water, and by the time she got there, she was super dehydrated.
Yeah. Yeah, so what ended up happening was the Trail Angels, since they were there, they decided to take her off. They're like, we can give you a ride into town to get you better, whatever. So she's pretty delirious at this point. So they take her out, and they're picking up her gear. And right next to her gear, she didn't have trekking poles, but my trekking poles were sitting there. And they're packing up her gear. You know, nobody meant to do this, but they picked up my trekking poles, put it in the car with her, and they took off. And all of a sudden, I'm like, where are my trekking poles? They must have gone with River. And long story short, it's just kind of one of the miraculous things that happens on the trail. I posted on a Trail Angels of Southern California page, and pretty quickly they all knew who supplied this water cache, and they're like, oh, ask this person. And they're like, yeah, we have your trekking poles, River's at this hostel, like, they'll be there, whatever. So, other than us deciding that we're going to hike all the way to Warner Springs that day, it didn't really affect us at all. But
No, you were kind of freaking out because they were really expensive, and it was the beginning of the trail, and just like, we need those trekking poles.
yeah.
But
So, yeah, I mean, if anything, it just motivated us and all of our friends here to just keep going. We thought we were going to do like a 10 to 15 mile day. Starting slow on the trail is a good idea, but before you knew it, we had made it to this little
yeah, I
landmark
remember
here.
not being too happy about having to rush.
Yeah. But it was worth it because we got to hit mile 100, which you'll see, and got a bunch of trail magic.
Right.
So, here we go.
Look at that.
Huge moment on the trail is hitting your first milestone.
Mile 100.
Yay.
All of our friends.
Oh my god.
Mariah's freaking out.
Yeah, it was so lush and beautiful there. I really liked it.
We got soda. Everybody's psyched.
Look at that. We were
Trail
so
magic.
excited.
100 miles.
Yeah, we knew that we had that climb, so we're like, yeah, we probably won't make it all the way down to mile 100, but
My outfit.
The art of the hitchhike. Who wouldn't pick that up?
Fucking crazy.
Adorable.
So what's really cool is even though this section we broke it up from Julian to Paradise Valley Cafe, the cool thing is out of Julian you really only have to go the 23 miles to this road, so you can carry a 2-day resupply, so you can be super light, because once you hit the road you're at the road to go to Ranchita, which you can see in that screenshot there, where there's a small store that's great. Highly recommend going to that store. It's an easy hitch. The owners are amazing. Definitely recommend going there.
They cater to hikers.
Yeah, no,
All of
totally.
their stuff is all hiker.
You can sleep there, whatever.
Showers.
Yeah, we didn't. We just hitched there, resupplied, and went back to the trail.
Mm-hmm.
But then another 8 miles past that, you hit Warner Springs at mile, I don't know, 108 or something. And there's no good resupply there, but tons of people ship boxes to the post office because it's also either a mile walk or an easy hitch. So my recommendation, because most people were going to Warner Springs, my recommendation is light food carry from Julian to this area, hitch into Ranchita, do your full resupply to Paradise Valley. Because this store is great. People were like, oh, I'm unsure, because apparently it had burnt down the year before, but it's great.
Yeah.
So.
It was a little expensive, but worth it.
Yeah, it really wasn't bad, I don't think. And they had everything in a tiny little store. So
Yeah.
that was pretty cool. And then we get to go into one of my favorite sections.
Yeah.
The Eagle Rock section.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see that.
Cool. I broke it.
Hello. We're on the trail. Yesterday was mile 100.
So
and now we're back on.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Resupplying the town of Ranchita. It's pretty cool. There's a huge Yeti, a nice store to resupply because we had to do a big resupply because we are going all the way from here to Idlewild, which is 90-ish miles ahead. And we're kind of out of the mountains. It's beautiful.
Today we're going to try to stop in Warner Springs Post Office because that's where my sleeping bag liner is.
Yeah.
We're going to try to do 2 towns in one day.
2 towns, 1 day.
New record.
Well, yeah, Warner Springs is only 8 miles ahead, so we're gonna pop into there, get the sleeping bag liner from the post office, and then sleep somewhere there, or get back on trail and sleep.
Check out Eagle Rock on Monday.
Yeah, we'll see.
Oh, sorry.
Eagle Rock sounds kind of cool. Apparently, it's just like an eel. We'll see.
Can't hear us.
This was so cool.
Yeah.
There's cows everywhere.
Big fields. So cool how you can see where the trail goes.
I just loved this.
Yeah,
I thought
me
it was
too.
so cool. Especially because it was still green.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at deer.
Real quick, Lila said Cal and I zeroed there at Ranchita.
Oh yeah.
And shout out to Wonder Woman. There's another person to test to how awesome that spot is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
if
good.
somebody's zero there, yeah, it's good. Check out Ranchita.
I wanted to
No
zero
matter what
there,
people.
but
Yeah. It was too early to zero. Our first zero is coming up though.
Water.
Yeah.
Look at that.
So cool.
It is really cool.
We were bouldering there.
Yeah, we're rock climbers, so this was really cool. There was tons of little boulders that we could climb up, and
Yeah, it was really fun.
it was really fun.
Everyone else there was looking at us like we were crazy.
Right.
I know, it could be cool to go back and just like climb out there. There's just so many boulders and so many rocks that I don't think people really look at. 'Cause there's so much of it.
So, real quick,
Oh,
look,
it's Julia.
It's Julia. Hi, Julia. So Hiker John, who's pretty, he's all over the Facebook pages and has commented on our stuff. He said, I want to know just how miserable hiking in the snow was. You made it seem like a piece of cake, but I know you did say you were sick of it. Did you wear any neoprene socks? So this is kind of getting ahead of it, but that's what's really cool about this series is once we get into the Sierra, we'll be able to... There is more to the story than what seems in the videos. Even though we thought that it was, in the videos it might come off as a piece of cake, it was really difficult. I would say that it wasn't like... It never pushed us to a breaking point or anything, but it was really difficult. The neoprene socks we did not wear at all. I don't think there was any sense in trying to waterproof your feet. They were soaked all the time.
Yeah.
You'd find a dry rock at lunch and just dry your feet out.
Mm-hmm.
That's all
And
I
then the
could do.
second you started walking, it would get wet again.
Yeah.
And then at night, our shoes would freeze. And then we'd have to put on frozen shoes. So you'd have to take your shoes and unlace them as much as you could and pull the tongue out so you can actually fit your foot into the shoe.
Yeah.
It was pretty bad.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was a piece of cake, but I would also say that I think we were pretty prepared for it. Snow travel is something that we're actually pretty good at. The weather where we live is much worse in those times of the year.
Mm-hmm.
So, I would never attempt to go out in New Hampshire for a month in April.
No.
Never.
But the snow did get really old. It felt like you were walking on sand the whole time and just post-holing constantly. There were so many times I was just like swearing at the snow because every step I took I just kept falling into it. And you get stuck and you have to dig yourself out and then you get out and then it would just happen all over again. So that was maddening.
Yeah.
I mean, it's doable, but
Totally.
I wouldn't want to have to go that long in snow again, personally.
Yeah, we'll get more into it when those sections come up. But the next section, the next video, is our first big snow section.
First taste of snow, yeah.
Yeah. So.
And
it's-
it slowed us down.
Yeah, and it was, yeah. Look at Mariah go.
Yeah, it was so much fun.
It was really fun. We stayed there for so long.
So long.
You can just watch us climb. Look how pretty that place is,
Yeah,
though.
it's so cool.
I saw videos from like May, and it's just brown. It's not green at all there.
Yeah, it's very comfortable.
Just boulder videos.
Yeah.
So cool, though. Yeah, so Eagle Rock was amazing. Definitely spent some time there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and look out. There's like so many boulders out there, but there's a lot of good bouldering.
Totally. I loved this area.
Mm-hmm. Baby rattlesnake.
The first rattlesnake we saw,
Yeah. We never got rattled at.
I wanted to pick it up. Mariah said no.
No.
Oh, those trees.
Yeah. What are they called?
They're
Angel oak or something?
they're a type of oak tree. Somebody told us.
Yeah.
It's a type of oak tree. We just learned.
We just learned.
Forget what kind.
I'm remembering
Like
all.
what we
I'm
just
remembering all this as we go. You're about to trip,
Yeah.
and I haven't watched this video in 6 months.
I swear I never tripped until Sam started taping me. Nice.
That, huh?
The Crocs. Boing, 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 boing.
Oh, this is just so good to look at. I want to do this so bad.
Yeah. Yeah, this area was beautiful. We saw a lot of those oak trees.
We did it 2 towns in 1 day.
2 towns, 1 day. Look what we got. Mail from home. Thanks, Mom. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? A fleece liner.
Yeah, it was like
Mariah will
right
be warm.
That's it.
Open it up.
I didn't want to have to put it back in.
'Cause my mom was like,
How's it
"Put
going?
something
Quick
special
little
in it."
town food moment from the gas station.
Sorry,
Some
Sam's mom.
beer. Ooh, we're so
Sausage.
naughty. And
Gatorade.
Gatorade. All right.
And there was a Snickers in my sleeping liner.
The good kind.
Thanks, Sam's mom.
It's a good year to be through hiking and not driving.
That was just the beginning of it, too.
Yeah.
It went up to $9.
Hello.
Those horses were so nice.
Hola, caballo.
Those horses were for sale too. I really wanted to get that one. He was so nice. He's so nice.
Real quick, sorry for stopping all the time. Another side story. We talked about that moment right there for a lot of the trail because we thought that we had broken the record. So, take this as a challenge, whoever's out there. I think at that moment, we did the shortest hitchhike of the PCT. We were walking back from the post office, we were petting horses, we were just having fun. Every time a car went by, we'd stick our thumbs out. It's only a mile walk. We'd lost track of time just because we were having fun walking with the horses and whatever.
Yeah, and how far we
But every
walked.
time a car walked, we'd stick a thumb out, and a car goes by, and they pull over, and we get in. He's like, "Where are you going?" And I look out the window, and I'm like, "Oh no, the trail is right there."
Yeah,
It was
right.
like you could see the trail. So we hitchhiked like less than a quarter mile,
Yeah, less than that. We
like
could see it.
100 yards.
He's just like, oh, okay.
Okay.
Lazy.
So, see if you can beat that.
You know?
But yeah, that was great. And then we just went back to the trail and we camped right there. There's a rec center that you can hang out at, shady picnic tables, fill up water. They don't allow camping anymore, right?
No, they used to, but not anymore.
So don't plan
Is
on
it
camping.
It's school, right?
It's at
Like
school.
School grounds, yeah.
Yeah.
You can do like bucket laundry and foot soaks and they have picnic tables.
And you can camp right on the trail right there.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, that big tree. That was a nice camp spot.
It was a nice camp spot. I don't know why, but this 8 mile section, I had so much fun. This
Yeah.
was one of my favorite
It's
sections.
like relatively flat and green and big trees.
Cows, horses,
Yeah, it's really
bouldering, Eagle Rock. I mean, come on, a rattlesnake.
Nice. Yeah,
I mean, we got it all.
and caballos. What's not to love?
We were doing pretty good. 9 days, 109 miles for
Yeah, that's
just
really
starting out. I mean,
Yeah,
it's not bad.
not bad at all.
So
Oh,
fancy.
Good coffee.
Looks like you really gotta put some
Yes,
in.
we brought
Mhm.
an AeroPress.
Yeah, I need some.
It didn't make it the whole
Flavor
trail,
love
but
to have this thing
we
for
sure
sure.
loved it.
it was so
Like
good
usually
to
if
have
you
good
don't have a
coffee.
flexible one, you can just
Mhm.
like squish it down on it.
Yeah, we started off with so
This
much
is
stuff.
collapse. You don't want to do
Like
that.
looking back on it.
Woohoo! That is beautiful.
good water.
Mhm.
I mean, everything was just great.
Yeah.
This was just the highlight of the desert.
It's
This
like
whole
Disneyland.
section.
Water. No shortage of water out here
There really wasn't.
No.
for right now.
Not for us. I'm sure a lot of other people would beg to differ.
Honestly, I think we
master.
drank better water on the PCT
master.
than you do on an average trip in the White Mountains, like on the Appalachian Trail.
Yeah.
It was always so clear and
So
good.
clear. Yeah.
Nerd.
What are we having for lunch today?
Today I'm having mango tuna, cheese, summer sausage, and Cheetos.
All in one wrap.
Surf and turf.
Yeah.
Surf and turf. That was my lunch
Hi.
many a day.
I'll tell you what, that stuck.
Yeah.
You ate very similar lunch the whole time.
Every day. Yep.
Get rid of the
dinner.
summer sausage. I know, the summer sausage kept up.
For the most part, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chips, tuna, summer sausage, cheese.
Hiker John said, I thought I might have had the shortest hitch. I can't come close to that.
Pretty pathetic.
I'm gonna say, to be safe, 200 yards.
Yeah, you could see it like right there.
So. Beat that.
Oops.
We're
The guy
climbing a
drove us
mountain.
though.
Maybe it's the first summit that we've really been to.
Maybe.
Most of the trails just dodge the mountains, but it looks like we're going to a summit.
We didn't.
No.
Don't know which
Yeah,
one.
summit
It's
anything.
pretty. This was the next place, I think.
Pretty soon, yeah.
God, the desert is gorgeous.
I know, it's so cool.
It's not even desert.
Chaparral.
Don't call it desert. The locals don't like that.
No, we got yelled at a lot. But compared to where we live, it's desert.
Alright, so since I really didn't talk about it, like I said, these videos aren't great. The storytelling's not great. They improve as we go along, but so Mike's place is a really infamous place on the trail. It's a waypoint on Gut Hook, far out, sorry. And it's just a guy's house. He has like a water,
Rainwater catch.
yeah, like a big, it's not a cistern, it's just a big water tank
Yeah.
that you can get water from.
It's like the only water for a long time.
Yeah, and as a lot of you know, Mariah hiked the trail in 2018, and she was like, yeah, I stayed at Mike's place, it was cool, whatever.
It was so great.
And
yeah.
we're like, okay, this is like kind of weird, whatever. Like we started to walk onto his property, and we just saw this junk everywhere. There's like a camper, there's like a cage, like weird stuff, and we're like,
Seems like I don't feel comfortable just walking onto some random guy's property.
I didn't
Yeah,
at all.
No one did.
No one did. There's like
But I was like, I promise
there's four
it's
of
okay.
us. But we went down and he wasn't there. So
Right.
I'm like, okay, we definitely can't go to this guy's house if nobody's there. But then our friend, I don't even remember who it
Junior
was.
Ranger.
Junior Ranger. We didn't really actually hike with them at all. But he's like, oh, the neighbor drove by a little while ago and said Mike is fine with people going there and he'll be home in a few hours. Just go hang out. So I'm like, okay. And I'm convinced at this point. I'll go down. Mariah's like, it'll be fine. And we're
Let's
just
set up our tent.
we set up our tent right outside this guy's house in the middle of the middle of nowhere. He went on to tell us that it takes him like 2 hours to get there from town, and we're just we set up our tent off to the side of his house, and we're sitting on like the porch of his house essentially,
Cooking dinner,
making
yeah.
dinner, and he pulls in, and I'm like, is this guy gonna kill us right now? And you're like, no, he's cool. And he comes out, he's like, hey guys, what's up?
Yeah, he's like, help me with my groceries. We're like, okay, so we're like bringing
Brought
his
all of his groceries
in.
in because he had put out a post saying that he didn't want to advertise, he didn't want to do it anymore because
Right.
stuff had gotten crazy there.
Mhm.
And it is kind of, it's a strange spot. Be careful. Like, he's not in any way threatening. He's a
Right.
good guy.
Right.
But I guess when he had really like advertised it, things got weird there with some of his caretakers and stuff. But he likes to lay low now. Have a couple hikers stay there, and it was great. He made us pancakes. We listened to music.
Yeah, yeah.
There's like
great.
there's probably like 6 of us that stayed there,
Mhm.
and it was great.
Yeah, he gave us like a 30 rack of beer, and he's like, help yourself, and yeah, cooked us food. He didn't talk very much, but he played good music.
Yeah.
He had a really good sound system.
Yeah, we had a great time.
So yeah, Mike's a good guy.
Yeah, Mike's place is cool, but definitely if you're a future hiker, read the comments, respect what he wants, because he did get a little overwhelmed with how many people were showing up at his house.
Which is
and
a bummer, because he's just doing it out of the kindness of his heart, just for fun.
people were like partying way too hard and just like
taking advantage of his generosity.
And real quick, somebody mentioned FYI that baby rattler would actually kill you a lot faster than an adult rattle.
Heard that.
Yeah, we learned that very early on. People are like, if they bite, they can't control their venom, so they tend to kill you more. So we were careful about that, especially because most of the snakes we saw were young.
Yeah, like babies.
Yeah.
But I mean, I would never get close to a snake, whether it's a baby or an adult,
Yeah.
or if it rattles or not.
Yeah.
Respect.
Cool. So Mike's place. Awesome. Wild, weird place.
Yeah.
And, Aww. Sorry, guys. Gotta make our revenue somehow. Make that money so we can go hiking again.
Yeah.
We want to go hiking again.
Yes, we do.
Really great day.
Yeah. It's a big climb.
The days felt so much longer at the beginning. They're like each day was its own adventure. Where
Mhm.
later on in the trail, they kind of just flew by, kind of like life does, you know.
Yeah.
Like the older you are, I feel like days just start passing. And it's the same thing on the trail. Towards the end of the trail, it's just same thing every
Even
day.
though we're doing bigger miles
Yeah.
towards the
Good
end.
morning.
Morning.
Woo. Spent the night last night at Mike's place, right around mile
I guess I did.
127.
Mike's the man. He made us pancakes at night. We had cold beers. And then in the morning, he made
Pancakes.
potato tortillas and more pancakes and coffee.
So much stuff. What an amazing thing to find on the trail. It's very welcoming. It was fun.
Played music off of vinyl records on a really big sound system.
Yeah. Yesterday was probably one of the tougher days. Most elevation gain, and it was definitely the hottest it's been. So
Yeah.
we grinded through the day. It was really fun. Did about 20 miles. And now we're trying to get to Idlewild before a storm that's rolling in on Sunday. So that's about, I don't know,
30 miles, 40 miles from here?
50, I think.
50?
I don't know.
Something like that.
Funny,
Something
we're
like that. So we're gonna
chasing
push
or
on,
running
try
away
to make
from
it
the
there
storm.
before the storm, and maybe take our first zero.
Oh, yeah, and it snowed. But barely. I was so glad to not be in it.
I really liked this campsite coming up. That's where I hurt my
Where
knee.
we're going.
Oh yeah, we heard the like.
Snowy mountains
coyotes.
ahead.
Yeah, I think it was a cougar.
Be fun.
Sounded like a person screaming.
Oh yeah.
We thought it was firecracker. We're like, are you okay? Turns out it was a mountain lion.
So cool.
Yeah.
This area is like really exposed, right on the side of like a cliff. Oh, that was so cool.
Sheer drop.
Super cool. Campsite. Boulders everywhere.
We love boulders. Just good protection from the wind.
Yeah.
You'll always be searching for
Looking
campsites.
pretty gnarly.
Oh
I need a bath.
god.
Ugh.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where you hurt your leg bouldering.
Classic dinner here.
4-cheese pasta.
We had this dinner every night.
Every night. The north side switched.
Creamy garlic shells.
We went to rice and some pasta. Which I'm still not sick of that. I'm like, I'd eat that.
Until you had the
Lemon pepper tuna. Olive oil.
Well, we should have kept doing that. It's hard to get the little ones. But we got that at Ranchita.
And how is it?
So good. Hot.
So, just quickly, I'll say that our dinners, for anybody that's like hiking as a couple, dinner's like really kind of convenient, I feel like. We would make our dinners every night in that little tea kettle that Mariah had that would later reach its
I lost it.
demise,
Yeah.
but we'll see that. But we make our dinners every night in the same thing. We just do double amount of what a single person would eat, and we just had to cook one meal essentially, and we just pass it back and forth. We'd make wraps with it, whatever.
3-bite pass.
3-bite pass was the rule. I definitely would take 4 to 5 bites sometimes though.
It's okay. You eat. It's weird. I never really got like true hiker hunger.
Yeah.
Like at dinner, I don't know. I just wasn't starving. But Sam, yeah, you were much more hungry than I was. So
Definitely. I require a lot of calories.
yeah, I guess I don't.
Did you make or buy your chairs? We bought them.
These ones? Oh yeah. we
Oh,
bought
these ones? Or the ones on the trail?
Probably these ones. Why would we make our trail chairs?
I don't know.
We did not make these ones.
We didn't make either, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
No.
The Amish made these.
We bought some Amish chairs.
They're nice.
They're awesome. But they're already kind of like
And then-
wiggly.
Yeah.
But.
Amish have gone down in quality.
Alright, onwards. Here we go. How far are we? We got 5 more minutes of this video, and we've been streaming for 50 minutes. Perfect.
Look at us go.
I know, it always looks... It's crazy how far you go in a day. And these weren't even big days to, you know.
No, they weren't. This app does like make it always look like long. Like even when we do 5
That's a long
miles.
walk.
Yeah, no, it is.
That was an 18-mile day. That's pretty good.
It's really good.
Hi everyone, Mark Barden here at Sandy Hook
But when we
Promise.
did do just like 5 or like
On
5
December
miles, it would, you know, look
Yeah.
like a long ways.
We got a question we'll answer real quick before getting back in. What did you think of the snow north of Truckee?
It
Let's
wasn't
see.
as bad.
That's after the Desolation, right? Yeah, Desolation was after Tahoe, and then you hit Truckee. Yeah, getting to Truckee was the first time that we like thought we were kind of out of it. You know, I'm honestly having a hard time remembering exactly what was right after Truckee, but I remember Sierra City was where we were finally like out
Going
of it.
into Sierra City. There was snow all before that, but the day that we arrived, probably like 10 miles before Sierra City, that was the first time we didn't have snow.
I honestly don't even remember leaving Truckee. Oh, Donner Pass.
Yeah, Donner Pass.
We took off. We went. Oh, we got lost.
Mm-hmm.
Then we went through a tunnel that we like had to like ford.
That was terrible.
Yeah, everything north of Truckee was weird. It was a blur. Oh, we did hit a ton of snow because we met that couple that were section hiking because they had hiked the year prior.
And they were like, "Is there a lot of snow?" We're like, "Uh-huh."
Yeah, like welcome to the shit show.
Yeah, and I remember like going by that like little cabin thing that was like closed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, there
just
was a ton of snow.
Tons of snow.
Yeah, and we
And
were
then-
over it at that point.
Yeah,
'Cause
like,
we thought we were
so
done.
over it. Just like I can't keep doing this.
Yeah.
But yeah, like about 10 miles before hitting Sierra City, that's when the snow finally was gone.
Yeah.
And it felt so good. I remember being so happy.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, like there were a lot of plants and it was green and it was lush and there was no snow and I was just on cloud 9. It was like, it's the best day ever.
Yeah.
Loved it. I really like Sierra City.
Seriously, it's great.
Last night we slept by a big boulder,
A bunch of boulders.
a bunch of boulders, and I heard screaming in the middle of the night. And it scared me. I think it may have been a fox or something.
It's
You know,
definitely
they
not
make
mine.
like really crazy sounds. It sound like screams. It was unsettling, but everyone's okay, knowing that we know is screaming. So,
We also got to hear coyotes all night, all around us.
and owls.
Very, very alive in the desert last night,
Was.
and very windy. It was great.
We're heading to the Paradise Valley Cafe. We're gonna get some food, and our micro spikes are waiting there for us.
Yeah. Yeah, it's only 8 miles ahead. It's just a quick little side trip to get some food in us. We are running a little short on food, I guess, kind of. We have to get to Idlewild before our big resupply, which is another almost 40 miles ahead, but
Just to clarify here, our plan was to go to Paradise Valley Cafe, keep hiking, do the first section of the San Jacintos, go down the saddle trail there into town. So we thought that we still had a fair amount of miles left to go. But we heard of this storm coming and whatever, and once we got to Paradise Valley, we were eating town food and we had a ride offered to us. So we ended up going to Idlewild from Paradise Valley Cafe, and in retrospect, that's the way to go, I think.
Thank God and especially because there was so much snow up in the San Jacintos where it slowed us down to like 8 miles a day. And if we had gone up there with the little food that we had, like we would have had to bail like way early, and it would have been a whole thing.
Yeah. So do the 20-minute hitch from Paradise Valley to Idlewild before doing the mountains, and get fresh, get ready, and just send that range from there. And then you don't have to do the extra miles, because if you head up into the San Jacintos, I think it's, I don't even know, but I'm guessing 3 to 4 miles down.
Each way, yeah. And
So-
it's a lot of elevation. Like, it's very steep going down and then steep coming out. So it's worth it to just get off at Paradise Valley
Going to town.
and go into Idlewild. And then
Especially if you're going early, because you're going to be in for it.
Yeah.
Like, it's all of a sudden the trail's like real.
We're like, we'll cruise right through it. And no, we slowed down a lot.
A lot.
So I'm really glad that we resupplied.
Yeah.
There's a storm coming on Sunday.
Yeah, we'll just stock up on diner food or something and push on.
Push on.
Bye.
Bye.
Nice little picnic area.
Oh, Mary's Oasis.
Some
I love
inspiring
that spot.
people with some inspiring quotes.
Yeah, they like poetry that you can bring with you, and postcards.
And a little library that you can take books from if you'd like. So cool. So nice that people do this. This big 550 gallon water tank right on their land. They allow hikers to camp here. Fill this by hand, which is amazing. And yeah, we get water. So awesome.
So nice of them. That's again, we saw River there, and she was
Look at that thing.
And we're like divvying up our food. For her.
Yeah.
Quick update.
Going to Idlewild!
We're not going to keep hiking. We're going to Idlewild because there's no storm now, so we can take our zero early.
Happy St. Patrick's Day!
St. Patrick's Day in town.
Nerds.
Great decision.
It was a great decision. We would have gotten our asses kicked if
Yeah.
we went right out and went up the mountain.
Totally.
We would have been in for it. Because even though we went into it fresh from town, a handful of our friends turned around even being fresh.
Yeah.
Like the first night was just wild.
Yeah, they were not ready. That was nice. That like solidified our.
All right,
hiking
we
with
made it. We have
firecrackers.
accommodations. We have the rustic retreat,
We're, like,
Here
buddies
at
through the
Silver
whole thing.
Lodge,
Silver Pines.
Silver Pine in Idlewild.
We get our own deck. That's pretty cool. Let's see what we got. The accommodations are just dashing. What? We got a fireplace again? Why do they need
Never
fireplaces
used.
in the desert?
Stupid content, I know.
Huh? This'll do.
It's moose.
It's cold there. It's at like
We love
8,000 feet.
Oh, this was the worst part of doing this trail was I was gonna miss my bulldog pets.
You have a little dog?
There he is as a puppy. 8 weeks old.
We're funny. I love dogs.
We love dogs.
I love dogs. That common room was so nice.
It was so nice.
It made a really beautiful pool, but it was too cold to swim.
I was so into that book. I read that book for like an hour.
Yeah. With gardens.
Oh, I want to do this
Me
again.
too.
It's fun.
Morning.
0 day. We're in our
I look
hotel,
tired.
relaxing. Going to do nothing today.
Coffee, a bed.
Yeah.
We're watching Northwood's Law. It reminds us of home.
It's weird watching New Hampshire stuff while sitting here in California. So yeah, we're just gonna take it easy today, relax. It's gonna be hard to not get back on trail. I'm already anxious to get back out there, but we're gonna force ourselves to rest. And yeah.
Bye.
Is that
Maybe.
it? It felt so good getting to Idlewild and taking our first zero. It's
Yes.
a good place to do it. 150 miles into the trail, that was it. You're starting to really feel it, so.
Yeah. In Idlewild, I think is definitely one of my favorite towns on the whole trail. So definitely take your time there and enjoy it. It feels like a giant campground, the whole town. It's just a big circle and there's trees and lots of little businesses. It's really cute.
It is, yeah.
It's a good place to spend time.
The mayor is a dog
Yeah,
who actually
bats.
passed away while we were on the trail. Yeah. When we got to like Northern
Bats.
California, I heard that the mayor of Idlewild had passed away. Super sad. But yeah, so that's a great section to really get your trail legs under you. There's nothing significantly difficult, but the difficulties are definitely coming. Like we said, and I will emphasize again, I think the best bet is going from Paradise Valley into town and getting yourself reset, ready. Don't head up into those mountains with a short supply of food, because especially early on with the snow, I mean, we went down to like 8 to 10 miles a day. I think
Yeah.
we did a 7-mile day in the San Jacintos.
Yeah.
It was tough.
And we were hiking all day long. Like, they're no joke, and especially if there's snow on the ground.
Somebody said somebody swiped that water tank at Mary's place.
What?
No way, that's
They took it?
terrible.
It's a big
It's like a
water
really
tank.
needed water source too.
Yeah, definitely.
You kind of like depend on these things when you're out there. You know, they say never assume that the water caches are going to be there, but you definitely hope that they will be, and you kind of depend on them.
Yeah, well, and it stinks if you're carrying, twice as much water that you need, and then you get to a water cache and you have enough water to get to the next water source.
Right.
You're just carrying all this extra weight for no reason.
She replaced it with a smaller one almost right away. That's so amazing.
Oh,
Can you imagine somebody steals something and you're like, I'm gonna do it again? Like,
Right. I mean, it's been there for
We didn't meet her,
long
but I
time.
saw her driving away when we left. She
Yeah.
had just like filled the thing up. Yeah, you'll the desert, there's just so many people that are helping out with the water situation. The PCT would be a really difficult trail without it.
Yeah.
Some people think it's not its purest form of, with the water caches, but
I don't want to carry 10 pounds of water.
You'd be looking at 40-mile water carries sometimes without these caches. And yeah, could you do it? Yes. Could you be carrying the packs that most of us use these days couldn't even carry that much water.
Right. And especially, like, starting later than we did, it would be really, really hot. You'd be consuming more water. Could be like life or death for a lot of people.
Totally. Yeah. So that was that. We ended up in Idlewild. We took our first 0, had a lot of fun. Love that town. It's gorgeous.
Mm-hmm. I'd definitely go back. There's a lot of rock climbing there.
There's a lot of rock climbing. Joshua Tree's close. The next section that we'll go over next week is the whole San Jacinto section. The videos right now are about 20 to 25 minutes long, so we're just doing one. But the videos in the future are going to be like 12 minutes long, so we might end up doing 2 videos per stream here. If people are enjoying it, it's cool to do. We're happy to do it. It's kind of a good resource, I think, for people planning their trip. And it's just fun for us to relive it, honestly.
really
I mean,
fun.
every time I watch this stuff, I'm just like, oh god, I want to go back.
Yeah.
And we haven't watched any of this.
No, you haven't.
This is the first time we've watched these, so.
Mm-hmm. It's nice reliving it.
Totally. But yeah, we're about at an hour. Give you guys a few seconds if anybody has any last questions. Then we'll hop off and
We'll see you next week.
yeah. Yeah, no, I want to... It's funny that only, I think we had like 26 people at the most on here. When we were live streaming on the trail, we'd have like 200 people on there.
Yeah, you're more relevant then.
But yeah, we'll see. What editing software did you use starting out? So I started with iMovie, I think. Yeah, iMovie on my phone. And that was okay. And then I ended up going with Adobe Premiere Rush, which gave me more options, but it was kind of a terrible app, honestly. It would crash all the time, so I was having issues with it. It's more complicated to use, I'd say. And then I think I went back to iMovie. I don't remember. But those were the 2 software I use. It is extremely difficult to produce. We were just listening to a podcast and people were talking about, like, they can't imagine how people produce content while on the trail without either doing it after the trail or having somebody back home edit it for you. Yeah, it was really, really difficult. And the quality does get better as the videos go on, but it's definitely not like the full potential of what we could do with a computer. And it never will be. Even just storing the footage is so difficult. Like, I had to upload everything to Dropbox every time I was in a town. That would take hours. Having enough battery power on my phone. It was a whole thing, but I loved it. It was like a full-time job while I was hiking, and I enjoyed that. And I like doing it. That's cool. I hope you guys got your solar panels fixed. All of our solar panels are back up. A few of them are cracked, but they seem to be working well. What is happening? Can you go take the batteries out of that? Hopefully we're not dying here. Our carbon monoxide thing's going off. It's probably because we had the fire door open for so long. Let's see. I'm sure lots of people will watch this later. Yeah, I think so too. I think it's a good thing to have. I mean, nobody's really gone... I've never been able to find a good resource that goes into things in depth. And it's good to answer people's questions. Hopefully we'll have like aspiring PCT hikers on here at some point. They can really ask questions. We can get into it, give our recommendations. That's kind of what we're trying to do, is give our recommendations on how we'd do the trail if we'd do it again, what we did right, what we didn't do right. Dang, I thought that was my alarm. Nope, it's ours. It's kind of weird.
That's
Whatever.
my eyes' fault.
We have an air purifier. Alright guys, well I think that's it for tonight. Thank you for stopping by. We'll do this again next week, and we'll just kind of keep doing it, I think.
Yeah.
It's kind of like our version of a podcast. Hopefully we'll get some more videos coming out soon. I've been really grinding on the documentary. I think it's going to be really good. It's taking a lot of time. But I think it's going to be a really cool thing to have.
It's putting a lot of love into it.
Yeah.
So it'll be good.
Got anything else?
I think that's it.
Alright guys, we will see you next week. Thanks for stopping by, and somebody said I start March 28th. That's a perfect start date. Do it.
So excited for you.
That's
You're
perfect.
gonna love it.
I would have said that like March 20th would be like my ideal one.
Yeah. Right. It's a little bit warmer. Sierra would be better.
Go get it. You got it.
Yeah.
Crush it.
Ooh, you're gonna have a great time.
Okay, bye guys.
Bye.